It's When Words Collide time, guys. When Words Collide is the local Calgary Writers Conference, happens once a year. It goes for an entire weekend, and it's a fantastic way to make me feel uncomfortable for at least a solid 72 straight hours. So, up first, pitch meeting. Going to try and get myself some kind of deal, and then from there, we'll just see where the rest of the weekend takes us. This is what a Writers Conference looks like to a schmuck like me. So, pitches. Pitches are tough because they're going to put you in a position that you're not necessarily comfortable with, and you got to be able to kind of react on the fly, even if it's something that you've rehearsed a million times. And I've rehearsed things a million times. I've got a drama background, so memorizing the elevator pitch and that kind of thing is pretty standard memorization technique for me, right? But you got to be ready to go off script if needs be, and that's kind of what just happened. So When Words Collide, and I got my pass, and I was able to get into the pitch, and I was incredibly fortunate with the fact that there were two of them in there, and one of them I was supposed to be pitching to on Sunday. So I pivoted and presented the bold choice of, can I pitch to both of you right now? And they were receptive to that, and they were receptive to me because they agreed that they'd like to see what it is I have to offer. Pitches are tough. Just stick with it. They are intimidating, I understand, but don't worry about it. So, it's evening time. So, for these kinds of things, I will usually do whatever an event is. I'll hang around for a little bit. I will see some stuff I want to see, visit some people I want to visit. Then I need a little bit of me time. So I don't live too far from where this particular convention is taking place. So I'm going to go home. I'm going to chill out with my family for a little bit, which is exactly what I did. And then I'm going to come back a little refreshed and looking to have some fun. Tonight's event right now, it's a kind of off-the-cuff comedy thing with a buddy of mine who asked me and a couple other local writers who he believes have some kind of comedic chops to come on up. So shout out to Kevin Weir. Thanks a lot for inviting me out, buddy. So yeah, that's kind of going to wrap up my day one, and that's like a whole minute and a half of recap, but it's already been really exciting, and it only started for me at 4 o'clock, and now I'm back here and it's just about 9, and I'm ready to rock and roll. Big days tomorrow, because that's when I've got a whole bunch of presentations. I'm going to be meeting a bunch of people. I'm going to be having conversations and really putting the writer hat on, which is a whole lot nicer and less crinkled than the one I'm wearing right now, but I refuse to change my brand. So yeah, that's how this one's going to go, and hopefully it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing some faces I haven't seen since pre-pandemic, and yeah, we're going to hopefully get some laughs. See you later. Hey y'all, brand new day. You can tell because I'm in a brand new vehicle with a brand new outfit, but it's still the same old hat. So we're into day 2 of this particular writers conference. So today I'm going to be talking about my experiences in getting published. I'm going to be celebrating the release of my new short story, Unus Gratis, which is available in the Enigma Front 6, The Machines That Make Us collection. So please take a look for that, not just for myself, but for a bunch of other really talented local artists. And then I'm just kind of hanging out, meeting friends, doing life stuff, but it can be exhausting because I'm going to do this, I'm going to go see my family, then I'm going to come back to this, have a little sit down, a couple drinky poos in the afternoon or into the evening. And yeah, that's my day at the conference. It doesn't sound that exciting, but it can be really fulfilling and really exhausting all at the same time. You kind of got to pace yourself. You kind of got to take some breaks. You don't realize how much energy it takes just to sit and talk and get out of your comfort zone a little bit. So hopefully hopefully I have a good day, and yeah, we'll just see how the day goes. I'm tired already. Exhausting. But I got a candy bar, and isn't that what's really important? So that's a panel that I ended up moderating by the fact that the four of us sat down at a table and we all kind of looked at each other and were just like, is any one of us moderating? The way that the works at this particular event is that somebody will suggest a panel topic. So in this one, that was the path to publication or road to publication or whatever it was that I just said like a second ago. And that person doesn't necessarily have to moderate the panel. It's just something that they want to talk about. Well, I mean, that's great. But you need to have a moderator because people have paid money to come to this and they want to make sure they get their money's worth. So I ended up moderating it because I am a little bit more of an extroverted personality. And as soon as I realized that, and also, clever personal marketing gives me an opportunity to tell more of my story. If you're interested in my story, maybe you'll buy my books, or at least pay attention to me, follow me on various whatnots, come and find me here. So yeah, it went really well. And then from there to a launch event for the book, the short story collection that Unus Gratis is in that I just mentioned. And then like a quick little party and a sit down with good people and a lunch with friends. And it's a lot. It's like running a marathon with your brain, right? Like I'm sometimes a pretty quiet guy, and it is very much mental exercise to come and, they like to use the phrase be on. I'm not on. I am, like, you come and meet me, have a conversation with me, that is who I am. I'm not on I'm not that. But there is still a level of mental exhaustion that goes into an event like this that you need to prepare yourself for, if it's not the kind of thing that you're used to doing all the time. Like if you are a professional radio DJ or a rock star, then maybe you are accustomed to doing it all the time, but I am none of those things, nor have any aspirations to be. So yeah, it's a lot. So I gotta go, a little bit of family time, spend a quiet Saturday evening, and then come on back here for autograph session, a little glad handing, maybe sell some books, maybe do nothing and just visit friends. When words collide, man. Whoa, it'll get you every time. So it's the next day. I didn't do an update last night because I was exhausted and I forgot until I didn't forget, and then I was just like, well, I don't want to do it anymore because it was a function that went on for 2 hours. I said I had a goal of selling 2 books. Well, I sold 3, and I exchanged a couple books for other books, which is also just the kind of thing that happens around here. It's not a big thing for selling books, but if you create enough buzz over the course of your time at one of these events, if you host panels, if you ask questions at panels, if you make yourself known, people are at least going to be curious about you. They're going to come up and ask questions. So it's a brand new day. You can see I'm rocking the Elvis Costello look with a little bit of pink. My eyes are tired because I had my contacts in for way too long yesterday, so I'm switching to the specs. And I'm changing up the hat. The hat plays. I don't care what anybody says. My black cowboy hat plays. I could wear that hat and I'd have conversations with people like, hey, I remember you from a couple years ago. They might not remember my face, but they remember the hat. And it's a small thing that I have to do just to make sure that I kind of stay in their mind a little bit. It's a dumb thing, and Lord knows that I, of all people, probably shouldn't be wearing a cowboy hat, but I also have said repeatedly that a cowboy hat is quite possibly the most practical piece of headwear for a lot of the things that I do, like camping and hiking and working outside in the yard and all that kind of thing. Like, cowboy hats are absolutely the best for that kind of thing. Anyway, enough about my hat. So today, not much going on. I originally had that pitch session scheduled for today, but it was pushed back because I already kind of did the pitch to the person, which was successful, so that's good. So I just opened up the slot for somebody else. And then I'm just going to work on the shared authors table. It's a table run by the local writing group of which I am a member, where you can bring your books and set them up. And in order to bring your books and try and sell them to the public, you gotta do a little bit of time behind the table, but I got a retail background as well, so that doesn't hurt me too much either. And then that's probably going to be it. I'm going to walk around, say hi and bye to some friends, who many of which I might not see until this time next year, because it is going to be coming back. I had said in a previous video that it was going to be live one last time, and then that's it. And nope, somebody else, the Alexandria Writing Center, picked it up, and they're going to be looking after it, which is great, because Randy deserves his time off, he and his team. And this is a good function with good people that deserves to keep going. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in, I'm going to do my work, I'm going to try and sell some books for myself and other people, and then wrap this thing up, and then take a nap. Maybe. I'm just kidding. I don't nap. And that's a wrap. I'm guessing this is probably going to be like some kind of blog thing now, so this is the last one from the blog. Went in, worked the shared authors table, and it's weird the way things work. I dropped off 5 books of Death Dresses Poorly just in case somebody wants to get it. It's amazing how much that particular cover gets interest. It is a fantastic cover, so shout out to Fluky Fiction, as always, for a job well done. And while working there, a young man came up and grabbed it, and he and his mom were just going around, and they were at a panel that I was at yesterday. So don't underestimate the power of going to panels. The one that I kind of ended up impromptu moderating myself. And yeah, I remember them sitting there, and they were near the back. They didn't have any questions or talking or anything, but just being present. And they came up afterwards, and they were super cool and asked if I wanted to sign my book. And oh, vanity. I do loves me some vanity. So I was happy to do it. And so there. So 1 book sold today versus on top of the ones that I sold last night. And that's a wrap for the weekend. I'm exhausted. I'm going to go home. I'm going to eat some steak. I'm going to hang out with my family and friends. And yeah, that is When Words Collide, the blog. Mostly just me in my car talking to you about what's coming and what's not. And I look forward to next year. I'm glad that it's continuing, and I'm tired, but I am satisfied mentally and physically, and also kind of hungry. So yeah, see you guys later.